We have music, we have dance, we have films, stories, navigation, and also our talks program, along with workshops and demonstrations. A little bit of something for everyone. So this year we really came up with the theme Sky Country, because for Aboriginal people, country is more than just the earth. In fact, we have 4 worlds, and one of those being Sky Country. So we wanted to reflect how much that means to us and how interconnected it is with the earth. For Sky Country, we started to look at all the cosmology and, of course, the navigation stories. Well, Raylene Williams is a local here in Alice Springs, but she grew up around the Utopia region. A lot of communities across central desert regions have whirlwind stories. It's very significant to this region. But when you hear the story and you see what the whirlies do, in fact, they come through and they pick up the leaves and the debris, but also they're picking up seeds, so they're regenerating. And it's a bit like coming and cleaning the house before you get ready to start something new. So there's a real cleansing sense to them.
We see the whirlwind everywhere. You see them down the track there, you know. You see it on the news. Well, it's like a big vacuum cleaner, this whirlwind. It sucks up all the debris, you know, the dry woods and that, and make way for new growth and new fauna and trees and that to grow. Yes, that's why we're so green. The whirlwind is part of the sky because you got the stars and that, and I've got the wind that sweeps around everywhere. It tells us when we look at the stars, you know, that what season we're coming into, like winter or all them different seasons. Yeah, you just look at the stars.
She's just a local artist, but her work really knocked me for 6. I was looking at all the whirly paintings and all the stories, and hers really stood out because she depicts them in a very individual and different way to the way other stories are laid out. And I just knew by looking at her artwork, I could envision the actual installation that we would do. Raylene is so proud of her work, and that's quite extraordinary because it gives value to our artists, value to Aboriginal women. We don't often get that.
Oh, wow, I said, little me. I said, they picked me out of all these famous artists in town here. And they picked me. I was so shocked. I was so happy. This was one of a kind. Because people from all over the world come here for this Parrtjima. And I love the stories too they tell, you know, for their painting, love them up, yeah.
One of the great things about Parrtjima is it's hosted by Arrernte people from Alice Springs or Mugwantwa. This land right here is, of course, Desert Park, where we hold the event. And it was once actually a dumping ground. Over several decades, the rangers started replanting the desert plants that are indigenous to this region. The backdrop of the McDonnell Ranges, it's incredibly such a significant site and a place of story, but a place of geography for the local Arrernte. They get great pride in hosting, but also showcasing country. Marrickoo artists are from Mutijulu, right next to Uluru, and they also feature Unanue artists from across the NPY lands. They're extraordinary in that many of those artists are senior masters. They're known around the world, and they, of course, are related to many of the artists that came through the Papunya Tula movement. So really the beginnings of Central Western Desert art coming from sand designs onto canvas. I want visitors to really have fun. Everyone thinks that the minute you start talking about Aboriginal culture, it's all worthy and serious. We're the funniest people alive. I want people to actually be blown away by the generosity of our elders and our custodians. They just share because, as they say, there is absolutely no loss in sharing because they will always retain the knowledge. We work in every industry across Australia, and they walk away with not the fear, but actually, my gosh, I want to know more.